the chapter trigonometry. Now it's your turn to use that trigonometry in your surroundings, right? Suppose I just ask you that you have to measure the height of this plant up to this point. Can you do it? Maybe you can say, any one of you can say to me that, ma'am, we can do it by just measuring, taking a measuring tape and just we can measure the height. Okay, you can. Suppose if I had this leaf of papaya, it's a very beautiful leaf, and I want to measure the height of this leaf with the stem. So you can do it. Okay, you can do it again by measuring tape or by using scale. That's it. But if I want to tell you, if I want to ask you the height of this tree, can you see the height up to where this plant is, this tree is? It's a mango tree, and now I want to measure the height of this tree, and I'm asking you, how can you apply the trigonometry for measuring the height of this kind of heights, whether it is a tree or it's a tall building or it's a tower? Can you do it by using trigonometry? Of course you can. Okay, so now I will today tell you that how can you measure the such heights, means the height of the tree or height of a tall building or height of a cliff or mountain too. Now it will be very easy for you to measure the height without climbing up to there. Okay, so first of all I have to tell you something which we can use there to measure the heights of different things. So I'm here and I just want to measure the height of that building, you know, that building. Okay, so what should I do? First we should know about the angle of elevation and depression. Taking the concept of angle of elevation and depression, we can measure the heights of any object, any building, any mountain, any tree, or whatever you want. Okay, let me take the help of this leaf. I am just breaking it. Okay, suppose I'm here and I'm observing that building and I want to measure the height of that building. And if I'm looking at that building, there is you have to draw an imaginary line from your eyes and up to that height where you are observing, right? Suppose I'm observing a point on the top of the building, and from that point and up to my eyes there must be a line, and that line you cannot draw, so that's why that's an imaginary line, and we call it as line of sight. We call it as line of sight. Okay, I have taken this just to line of sight, just to show you the line of sight. Suppose I'm here and I'm observing that point. So this is the line of sight. If you just elongate that up to that point, so this is the line of sight, right? It's an imaginary line, just because I want to show it to you, that's why I'm using this. Now if this is the imaginary line of sight, and there must be always a horizontal, so you have to draw again a horizontal. I am just reversing this towards this side so that you can able to see me. Suppose this is our imaginary line, and imaginary line is from the point of observation up, from the point where I have to where I am standing and want to take the height, want to know the height. So this is the point from where I'm observing, and the line of this line of sight should be up to that point where I am observing. The angle between this line of sight and the horizontal, this is horizontal line. Okay, the angle between the horizontal and the line of sight, this angle is known as angle of elevation. What is known as angle of elevation? Suppose if I want to observe something which is on the downside, right? if I want to observe any point, I am standing on the roof here and I want to observe the point which is downside there on the street. So if I now draw an imaginary line, the line of sight, it will be from my eyes up to that point on the street, right? And now this is the line of sight, and this will be again the horizontal, and the angle between the line of sight and horizontal is angle of depression, right? Means if the line of sight is upwards, that means we are observing something higher than us, then at that time the angle will known as angle of elevation. And if we are observing the thing which is towards downwards, and at that time the angle is known as angle of depression. Okay, I hope you understand these two angles, and in my next video I will tell you how you can use these two angles for measuring the heights of different objects.